Hey, friends, I'm Lisa McDermott, the co host of the Girl Camper podcast. Have you ever thought about overnighting at a Love's travel stop? Did you know that they offer RVers convenient access to essential amenities like fuel, showers, food, propane, dump station, all in one location? These stops are often located near major highways, making them easily accessible for overnight stays or quick rest breaks. They also usually have dog parks, which is super important to me because I camp all the time with my dogs. Additionally, Love's provides clean, well maintained facilities with 24-hour services, ensuring they are a safe and reliable stop for the girl camper. I'm excited to have on today's podcast Jim Wheeler, the Director of Hospitality and RV Operations for Love's, and he's going to tell you all about why you should think about staying at a Love's next time you're on the road. So stay tuned. I am so excited to have on today's Girl Camper podcast Jim Wheeler, who is the Director of Hospitality and RV Operations for Love's. Thank you, Jim, for being on today.
No, thanks for the invitation. Yeah, very, very happy and excited to talk about Loves in our RV business today.
I'm such a fan, and I can't wait to dive into it. But first, we're going to take a little pause to thank today's sponsor of the podcast, Go RVing.
What does it mean to camp like a girl?
It means charting your own course.
It means following your passions
It means building your circle.
Sharing experiences.
and making memories that will last a lifetime.
It means conquering obstacles.
Finding your freedom.
And learning that so much more is out there for you to discover.
So what does it mean to camp like a girl? Well, that's for you to decide.
Because behind every great trip plan is a woman. Start your adventure today at GoRVing.com.
Thanks, Go RVing. We appreciate everything that you do for Girl Camper. We certainly couldn't be doing our podcast without you. So, Jim, let's dive right into it. Tell me about the history of Love's.
Okay, yeah. And so Loves started in 1964. It was one small gas station in Watauga, Oklahoma, by Tom and Judy Love, the Love family. And really, since then it has evolved. I think one of the first unique parts of when they were operating these smaller country stores is we kind of offered the groceries. And back in '64, and in that time period, that was unique, and really part of how Love's got started. But it's really grown over the years. So 650 locations today.
Wow.
So just to give you an idea where we're at, and the evolution of that really started with that country store gas station, but then very quickly they came upon the idea of a travel stop. Hey, let's do and they did that first travel stop in Amarillo, Texas. And really since then too is, the travel stop has been predominantly really what we're operating out there. But, if you really look at the size of where we are today too, is we have 980 restaurants at these, 650 locations. We have, 437 truck care facilities. So for our commercial drivers, so most of the locations will have a truck care. And then we just started a truck and RV wash business. So that's new. So we can wash RVs, and we have 9 of those open, but that just started this year. We're really expecting that to really grow pretty rapidly, but about 34,000 employees out in the field, all still, the Love family, the second generation. Greg and Frank are the co-CEOs. Jenny Love is the chief culture officer with us, and really a lot of third generation. So still privately held family business. So that's what it allows us to do things like this RV business too, is and we can say, hey, let's go in a particular direction. And that's the family decision. We move on.
That's neat. What's your history now with Loves? How long have you been with them? And more importantly, are you an RVer?
Yeah. So, well, I've been with Loves for 10 years now and really a lifelong hotelier. So 40 years in the hotel business. And, Loves started building some hotels and operating about 10 years ago when I started. So I was hired to really do that. We built 19. These are franchised operations, hotel operations, but we've also are in the process of selling the hotels. So, what really, it was something where utilizing excess land we had and being able to monetize that, and they've done great. And, just felt like, hey, is when we look at the RV business as an example, we figure there's just a lot more synergy, everything that it has to offer. And, we'll kind of talk about, we have 75, RV locations open today, and we think we'll have over 90 by the end of the year.
Wow.
Got in this about 40 to 50 a year. We think we'll at least go there again. We still have plenty of locations to open them. But yeah, RV, I have done some RV out there, had some trips, and it's been great. So, but it's really something that I look at too, though, is this has really got me into, I'm going to get an RV. And particularly, I think talking with my wife, and it is something as we look towards retirement, it's, hey, this is a great way to really get out and see the US. So, yeah.
Oh, absolutely is. Don't wait
Yeah.
for retirement, though. Do it now.
Yeah. All right. No, we need to get it. We need to get it going for sure. Yeah.
So you mentioned how Loves is a travel stop. How does that differ from a truck stop? Because I think, a lot of people kind of associate Loves being a truck stop, but I know coming from the trucking industry, the traditional truck stop can be a little bit dirty, maybe really geared towards the truckers and less towards like the consumer market. So when you call a travel stop, how does that really differ? And what prompted you guys to get into the RV market?
Okay. Yeah. No, I think travel stop too is, like I said, commercial drivers and truckers are a big part of our business. We have, we put in parking, 80 to 100 spaces at our locations for them to be overnight, or to be able to sleep in their trucks there. But we also cater to the four-wheel drivers, right? So not just commercial drivers, but with our gas and with the stores and the restaurants, it's a great place for them to stop. And like you said, I think one of the things that's really made Love's famous is, and we're known for, was that clean restroom. That's really been a part of Love's, right? People always talk about it. And I think, that's something that people really can expect when they show up. But we do, we have showers, we have laundry facilities too. So great for our truckers, but, really great for our RVers too, as well. And, just anybody traveling, the highway there. So.
Well, and I can definitely speak personally because I have overnighted at Lowe's multiple times. I have never found a vacuum that wasn't clean. They're huge, they're spacious. I've not actually ever used the shower facilities, but I've seen pictures of them and they look phenomenal. Big, clean, spacious. I mean, I think this is really, really cool. And I know the restaurants are awesome. There's a variety. I would vote for more Godfathers, please.
Okay.
Nebraska.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. No, we're always kind of expanding that restaurant offering out there, but no, Godfathers is a big part of our restaurants.
Well, I think we need to probably explain to our viewers what Loves is really doing for the RV people. Why is it different? Because I think when people think about, well, can I overnight at a truck stop? Should you, shouldn't you? There's always been that kind of discussion that we see in our social media. And a lot of it is when you think about traditionally parking back where the trucks are, it's not really a great idea for a camper because especially if it's a busy area, they're taking a spot from someone who's a commercial driver who likely has a very tight schedule to be on and has limited options on where they can park. And so for a camper to go back there, um, can kind of be frowned on. Plus, it's noisy. We've got these big diesel engines running a lot. So what Love's has done, I think, is really revolutionary and awesome. So tell us about where you put our RVers.
Yeah. So, what we do with the RVers. Yeah, we put them, space them somewhere along the travel stop where it's away from the truck area. Typically, now we do our best to kind of keep those areas separate there. But yeah, predominantly it's rare when we get it. You maybe adjacent or something to it. So, yeah, we'll place it. We'll place them there, and really. A lot of these, so I think we talk about our different type of models too, and as we have out there, but predominantly what we have today is 75 locations open. 60 of them are really what we call our smaller ones, and they could be anywhere from 4 to 25 spaces out there, and predominantly back in, but we also have pull throughs at those particular locations out there. But what we find is that it's really the convenience. A lot of what we hear and the positive reviews, what people like about them is, one if in most of our stays at those smaller ones are one night stays. So it's somebody who's traveling down the highway. It's right off the highway. It's very convenient. Love's has everything there. Look, they can fuel. We talk they get the propane. We talked about we have laundry if they want to, even these smaller locations inside, you're typically going to have laundry. If you want to use one of the showers inside, there's that option. Now the shower is going to cost additional, or laundry costs additional out there. Yeah, it really provides them kind of, got the groceries, the restaurant. So, and I think there's also people feel safe.
Mhm.
Is what we hear from our customers is, we're open, at least 24/7, 365 days a year. There's staff inside, the travel stop there too as well. So, yeah, I think that convenience factor is really makes those smaller ones work for sure.
Well, you really nailed it there on the safety. I travel quite often by myself. My husband doesn't come with me when I'm doing a lot of cross country trips. And I have always felt safe parking at a Love's because they are open 24 hours. Usually I do the RV friendly parking. So we'll talk about that in a second, what the difference is between that and the RV stops. But I traditionally do the RV friendly parking. It's usually right out front, well lit, fairly quiet, and and just convenient too. It's within walking distance of the store where the bathrooms are. So I have never felt skittish or anything about ever staying at a Love's, and it's one of the reasons why I really wanted to have you on the podcast today. I shared this story with you yesterday in an email, but last year I had hosted a Grow Camper event up in Minnesota, and four of us were traveling back to South Dakota, need an overnight night place to stay, and I had just said, "Hey, let's stop at a truck stop." And I wasn't trying to at that time, I was trying to be a little vague. I knew exactly which one I wanted to do. I wanted to do Loves at Kimball. But I just was saying, "Oh, let's do a truck stop." And one of the women very immediately said, "No, I'm not staying at a truck stop." It was like visceral. And I was thinking, "Oh, wow, okay. Geez." And I think it was just that fear factor of not a safe place to go, not a clean place to go, just very uncomfortable. But I love it that about 5 minutes later, she came back to me and she said, "I'm so sorry. I know you stay at them often, um, and I'm willing to give it a try." And then when she said she knew that I stay at them often, I only stay at Love's. That is the only truck stop that I do stop at. And we did. We ended up making it to Kimball, and I converted four more women into seeing how great Love's and their RV friendly or their RV stops are as a place to overnight, especially when we're trying to get from here to there. It's a nice option.
Yeah, no, hey, thank you. We appreciate that. But yeah, I think that's what people try it, and we get a lot, one thing we found about the RV community too is, we send out reviews to everyone. And it's really amazing how many we get back. I think I would, over the last, 12 months or so, we have over 6,000 reviews come back. But even online, you can go and read, whether it's Google or Compendia, Trip, there's a lot of online reviews out there. And, we do have, from time to time, we'll get that, hey, a negative review, but overwhelming really support, I think out there, with what we're doing. And that's what people are saying. Hey, it's convenient. It's like we talked about it. They feel safe, rather than, parking in an empty parking lot someplace, you've got, some security with people being around. So, yeah.
Exactly. So we're going to come back and talk about the difference between RV-friendly parking and the Love's RV stops. But we're going to take a quick little break here to thank our other podcast sponsor today, Progressive Insurance.
If your travel trailer is uninsured, you could run into issues down the road. Protect your RV with Progressive. Quote online in as little as 4 minutes.
Thanks, Progressive. We love you guys. I'm sure with Progressive myself, and we just really appreciate you being great supporters of Girl Camper. So, Jim, tell us the difference between RV-friendly parking and Love's RV stops.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And so now you get kind of really the different models that we have that you'll see within Loves, or?
Well, yeah, I guess we should kind of explain that if anybody's interested in utilizing Love's, finding a Love's, seeing what the amenities are, first you want to download the Love's app. And super easy to do, free, all of that. But on that, among some other things, some great benefits, like a gas discount for 10 cents off a gallon, which is great. It also shows you which Loves on your route are going to have different RV amenities, like RV-friendly parking. So RV-friendly parking, for me, I've always understood it to kind of be it's no cost. And they're just it's a first come, first served basis. There's spots I've always found to be out front. But then there's also the Love's RV stops, which I would utilize if I was going to stay more than one day, or if I needed to plug in, if I had a bigger rig that needed to get, needed to power up and stuff.
Yeah, no, and that's it, right? So, yeah, what are we got RV hookups or smaller ones out there really, but yeah, you're going to get a 30, 50 amp power out there. Most of them, and it'll tell you on which location, most of them will have potable water. For those overnight stays where you're paying, they'll have Wi-Fi service. So you get a password that'll allow you to access Wi-Fi. And then we'll have dump options for you. So whether or not, we have an individual dump right at your parking space, or you'll have access to the communal dump. And that's all included in the price of paying for that overnight stay. Yeah. And RV friendly, right? It's, yeah, more designed really. Yeah. It is, like you said, it's somebody that is, hey, I fueled. Now I'm stopping, and right, you're going to need a bigger place to park in. And so it makes it easy. We try to make it easy in, easy out for RVers. And, then the ability to go in and kind of have everything else we have to offer, whether if you wanted to use a restaurant, you wanted to, be able to go inside, shop, and do those kind of things. That makes it convenient for that. So,
Right.
Yeah.
And for the ones that have the RV stops, the one where you pay for overnight, what's the average price?
Yeah, it is really starts at $45 typically. And it can vary by location, and a little bit seasonally as well. And that's for a back end. Usually we get into a pull through, it's going to be at least $50 for a pull through space out there. And again, it can vary based on as the site gets busier, it's almost like a hotel, prices can kind of vary and go up, but yeah. But usually if you book, a lot of people, it's just, hey, they stop and it's a day of booking, but you can go online, and like you said, the Loves Connect app is the best way to go. because you can go in there, you can find the route you're on, which ones have them. You can reserve right there on the app. And then, the other really unique feature for us is, it's all automated. So when you'll get an email, and when you get there, it'll tell you, hey, when you arrive, go ahead and click into the email. And what you do is check into your space. So when you get in, you pull into that space number that you've reserved, you'll check in, and that's how the power will come on. So it will then energize that pedestal. So you have that, you're able to get it and use the power, and then, is have access. It'll give you a dump code, and, to be able to use the RV dump and have access to the, to the potable water, and it'll give you a Wi-Fi code as well. So really, and that's one of the things we really hear from people is, you don't really need to go inside the Loves to check into your RV. You can just do everything right from the app, or you could even go into lovesrvstop.com on a computer. We really book through the a Camp Life reservation system. So it'll direct you to all of our locations within that system and allow you to book. So
That's really cool. I did not realize that it would do all that automation. Man, more campgrounds need to be doing that. That would make like
that's,
sure.
one really unique to our big, that's kind of something that we've really done, like that separates us out there. And that's, we hear a lot of great, how convenient that is to be able to, check in like that. So, yeah.
Well, I love the app because it lists out all the amenities. I can easily see. I can put in my route there. I can see where the Loves are, and I can see which ones that have, whether it's the RV stops or the RV friendly parking. I can see what restaurants are there. If it's got a dog park, that's really important to me. Although my cat is a little, he's a little jaded that you don't have something for him, but you think about that for the future, cat park.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But and then I usually mark them. I have my favorites on there that I know that they have the amenities that I want, and it's it's a good app. And then, like I said, you do have that 10%, that 10 cents off per gallon of gas, which that makes a big difference.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's great, and that, yeah, you're right, is in on gas and diesel just by, downloading the app. Yeah, I use it myself, so I still get that discount. Yeah.
So you touched on a little bit on the RV stops and how they can differ, but I understand you got some that are more on the luxury side, like one in Fardin, Montana, and I think I saw one maybe in Florida when we were down filming RV Unplugged and driving back from Florida back to South Dakota. I swear we drove by another one that had a lot of stuff. It looked like we
Yeah.
offered.
Yeah, and that may be in Cordele, Georgia, down
Yeah,
there in the
probably.
Al yeah, yeah, so that's another one. So, yeah, on these other models that we have, and have that, we kinda call them, RV stops. So the smaller ones we call RV hookups out there.
Oh, okay.
And so we really have 14 of the stops, the bigger ones that are open right now. And, when you look at them, what's going to really differentiate is going to have a building. So it's going to have a dedicated building there with restrooms. Now, restroom showers, so you'll be able to have access. Now, most of them will have laundry right there too within that building. So you'll have that. Most of them again will have is an office with staff or an attendant during the day. So we don't that attendant isn't 24/7, but we always staff someone during the day there inside those locations. And then, we do have, we'll have some small store items in there. But we do have a couple of larger ones even in Salina, Utah, beautiful location. I think we share a picture of that one with you. But Salina location, and as well as DeMont, Indiana, we have a little larger where they have a bigger store. And the building is more where you go. It's not like you're entering the restrooms and the showers from the exterior into the building that you go into. It's almost like a hotel lobby, and then you have access to laundry and the restrooms and showers and to be able to use that. But these are going to have things like pickleball courts, basketball courts. Some of them will have splash pads. They'll have communal picnic, covered picnic areas out there. We'll have some, most of them will have fire rings already there, picnic tables that are all set there, ready to go. So, our largest one is in Canyon City, Colorado, 125 spaces. So they go that big, but, again, and Hardin, with its proximity to Yellowstone, too, it's a great one. These are all, they're going to be gated, gated on the entrance, gated on the exit there too. So a little bit more sense of security with them, but they'll have the 30, 50 amp, the potable water, the dedicated dump there. So as well. And, if you go online, it's going to tell you, they'll vary by location, but like you said, go into the app, go online, it'll tell you exactly the various amenities. And like I said, dog park, huge a deal for us. So those are going to have, you're right, people, yeah. And most of our travel stops have dog parks now. Because like you said, when you're traveling down the hall, and our commercial drivers, our truckers, yeah, they bring their dogs with them too as well. So we get a lot of kudos for that, for sure. People like having that.
Yeah, that's what attracted me first to Love's, was stopping because you had dog parks, and that was just easy. It gave us somewhere to let our 2 dogs out and run around and yeah, get gas, grab some food, get back on the road.
Yeah, yeah, no, funny. My sister too that's how she's. Well, what is Loves, and she's on the West Coast, but and so, but she travels with her dog. Now that was her thing. Okay, these are my new favorite place to go to.
Yeah. How do you decide, like, on amenities like dog parks to have at Love's?
Yeah, really for like a dog park, and like I said, we predominantly have those at all of them, the majority of our locations, because we know how popular it is out there. Yeah, and what we found, even, again, on these where we got 4 to 20, 25 spaces, majority of our RV parks, one thing we kind of say, and we really haven't found kind of a location that didn't work per se. We have a couple of them that are slower, but and again, I think it's just because of that highway convenience factor, that's out there, is, there's not, and I think we see that at a lot of, and another thing we'll hear is, hey, it may be a little bit more of a hassle to pull a couple more miles off the highway. Maybe you're going to go into a big park, it's not on, like we are, you've got to, kind of go in and do all that. It's just like, hey, and you're going to be, in our right off the travel stop, they're all going to be paved, concrete pads. Even at our our RV stops, the bigger ones, the 14, we have concrete pads to park on. So we'll try to do our best. We can't always get them as level as, but, I mean, I think it makes we're always going to put in the concrete pads, but most of those will have a chip seal or gravel type of a drive. But, yeah, that it kind of makes it nice there at our larger ones. But yeah, I really think that, on that convenience factor is, people love them. We'll even get that, I think, sometimes with people. Hey, I was going to stay at this other place, and I saw you as I pulled off to get fuel, and I said, hey, I'm going to just stay here. So yeah, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I meant to ask, so on the RV stops, the bigger ones, um, are the ones that are in the northern climates, do you anticipate keeping them open all year round?
Yeah, no, that's a great question out there. And what we've done is, we've limited it. So we close a lot of the spaces. We make it much smaller. Say, like in Hardin, Montana, is a
Mhm.
great one to talk about, or Box Elder, South Dakota, is another one where, in those climates. And then we also kind of we'll watch the weather. We'll put the warnings out there too as well. But is it's we will also maybe cater more to longer term folks, believe it or not,
Oh.
because is somebody up there in Box Elder that may be staying a little bit longer, because they're going to get everything hooked up, ready to go, going to get in there. And there's some folks that are looking at that the ability to do that. So that's more unique, I think, with Hardin or with Box Elder, where we may at times we're going to just not allow, single night stays and things like that. But we'll accommodate some of the folks that are kind of staying in there working or something in that area and be able to accommodate them. But most of our locations those are the two we can find that we'll just make a smaller footprint. We'll close everything in the back of the park, shut off a lot of the water, and then concentrate where we're putting everybody in there and just be able to handle, a smaller volume in the off season.
Cool. Well, it's kind of a selfish question because I'll be going through Hardin in December, going out to Big Sky to do some ski training. Let's stay there. Check it out.
Yeah, yeah.
Funny you
Well,
mentioned Box Elder because Box Elder is my backyard basically. So
yeah. And hey, let me know if you're headed. I'll help you out with that because, like I said, we're going to stay open for we'll be able to have some parking at those places too. But yeah, just want to make sure we have experienced winter RVers that can have all the heated holes and the equipment that really makes it.
yeah,
Stay. Yeah.
yeah. Well, my husband and I, we camp all year round. We kind of pride ourselves on being able to say we've camped at least once every month, and living in the Black Hills of South Dakota, over 5,000 feet. So we do know winners. So now you guys have partnered with Blue Compass RV. What benefits have you seen from collaborations like that? And how do they contribute to Love's long-term vision for the RV market?
Yeah. The biggest thing is getting the word out. Just like today with you, that's what's great about doing this pod is we really want to get the word out about our RV business because we are going to grow it out there, and we think it does fill a need out there. And we really want to welcome the RV community for whether you're going to stay at our stop, get some fuel, propane, that we really pride ourselves. Like you said, we want to have RV friendly parking. There too, that allows it and try to do the turn radiuses and everything, it's, that makes it, being able to make it maneuverable for an RV out there.
Well, and I love it. And, one for Girl Camper, who makes the decisions most of the time on where someone's going to stay, where it's family, couple, solo woman traveler is usually the woman. So
Yeah.
I think,
Yeah.
things like this are a great way to, help you get the word out. So, yeah. So, how do you anticipate the RV lifestyle continuing to evolve? And how is Love positioning itself to meet the future needs in this growing sector? Because we think we have something like 70 million Americans plan to take an RV trip in the next year.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it is. And I think, the biggest thing too is just, we'll continue to grow. Like, so we'll hit over 90 locations. And we expect to grow at least 40 to 50 next year, as well. I looked at the numbers. So we had 115,000 overnight stays at our RV, one of our RV location during the last 12 months. But it's like doubling in trip because as fast as we're growing, it is, hey, this August we did like 3 times more than we did last August, for example, as more people are aware of us as we add new locations out there. So, but I think Loves too can evolve. I mean, you hear, hey, I think it's a ways off for sure. I think they're experimenting, but you may have an EV at some point, an RV that, that's another, big growth areas for, you're going to see Loves where we're putting in a number of the, being able to be EV friendly. And, I think we have those kind of abilities out there, to do that, but we'll try to adapt. I think our sweet spot's going to be a lot of that too is, especially with these, the smaller locations that are not more the destinations like that we'll grow that part of the business, but mainly going to grow that, that is how convenient it is. So as more people are out there taking longer trips, it's like, hey, but on your way to your ultimate destination, we're that great stopping point that will, allow you to get in there, hey, get power, be able to utilize the dump, have Wi-Fi access, all those kind of things, the potable water and everything, and really have an enjoyable stop along your way. And we do get people staying in a more longer term. Particularly our larger locations, we kind of cater more to that because of just how many spaces we have. It's not, we don't discount so much at our smaller for longer stays as we would at a larger park. But we do get some people that'll stay, and they say, hey, if they're sightseeing or visiting family in the area or something, they still find it a convenient place to stay for 3, 4 a week. So yeah.
That's cool. Well, and I think what I like about it is the flexibility that I can see where the loves are on my routes.
Mhm.
And I can pick one and be like, all right, here's where I think I'm going to start getting tired and want to pull over for the night. But I get there and I'm still feeling pretty good and I want to keep going. And I'm able to do that because I can see where the next one is. And maybe it's an hour away, maybe it's 2 hours away, however I feel. And I think that's really nice to be able to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. No, for sure. Yeah. And as we keep just filling them out, like I say, we got 75 today. So, all on the highways and these routes. And we try to look to it where, hey, it's like Hardin or Yellowstone as an example. But, what's kind of along the way there, or interstates that really help you get where you need to go. So,
Yeah. Yeah, very true. So cool. Is there anything else you want to share with us? Anything in the,
well,
you know, you want to announce?
well, hey, I was gonna, big news I wanted to share with all the girl camper followers out there is what we want to do, because we want you to come and we want you to try our RV hookups and our RV stops. And so what we want to do is provide a 20% discount. And that is going to be active. And the way that works is you're going to have to book it online. So if you go online and either, again, you get download the Loves Connect app as a preferred way, go to that lovesrvstops.com, which will take you to the Camp Life booking area. As you go through it, it'll ask if you have a promotional code. And if we made the promotion code GC for Girl Camper 20. So it's easy to remember, 20 is a discount. So if you enter that promo code, it'll give you 20% off your stay. Now, it'll work. We do have daily rates, weekly rates, and then 28-day stay rates. It's only going to be, it would only be valid for daily or weekly rates, but you can get it if you stay 3 nights. It'll discount the 20% for each of the night. If you stay for a week, it'll give you the 20% off that weekly rate out there. And so, but it won't provide that discount on that 28-day stay. And not only that, you can use it multiple times during this time period. Actually, I think it's going to be ready to go later today. But we want to make sure we're guaranteeing by Monday. So September 30th, I think the IT guys are putting that in there and they'll get it done. So you can start booking right away, and we'll keep it through, March 31st of 2025. So kind of an extended period. We know we're going into, I'll tell you, the fall has always been busy for us in the RVs. This is an active time, people, but we know we get into December, January, February, it starts slowing down a little bit. So, we want to give you taking advantage of that fall season. And then, hey, we'd love to, like you said, we've got plenty of locations that, be open, throughout the year. So, yeah, but yeah. We would love to offer that to your followers for sure. And get girl campers and hear your feedback and what you think about Loves RV stops and Loves RV hookups.
For that. We sure appreciate that. I know I'll be taking advantage of that.
Yeah. One other just plug here I wanted to say is, so, Loves RV Stops is sponsoring the Talladega 225 truck race, actually next Friday. So we've got our car. It's all decked out in Loves RV Stop. We did it last year, was our first year. So this is the second year we're doing that at Talladega, but I got to go last year, and it's amazing all the RVers that go to, that event out there. And so we're also going to be handing out some koozies to everybody out there. That is, we'll get our people out there and just talking a little bit, making sure we're going with all those RVs and talking about what we have. But, we love, we'll be out there. We'd love to see if there's some girl campers that are NASCAR fans and heading out there next week. Root for our truck out there. So that Friday night. So
Yeah, will do. I'm a huge NASCAR fan. I've actually been to Talladega.
okay,
Yeah, I can
it's a
vouch
ton of
for it.
bad. Yeah,
It was fun.
yeah. So we'll get as sponsors. Yeah, we get to do all the good stuff and the starting, the waving the flag, and presenting the trophy. I got to go up in the booth is kind of talk to in the on air there, give tell people about our RV business as well. So excited about fun. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I wanted to share that information as well.
Well, thanks. That's cool. Well, thank you, Jim, so much for being on today. I think this was really enlightening. And I do hope that a lot of girl campers will consider next time they're on the road looking for a place to stay, a Love's location. Please download the app, if for nothing else, to get that 10 cents off gas discount and check them out. So,
Yeah. Well, hey, thanks for having me. And looking forward to your girl campers staying with us, and fill out one of our reviews to let us know and what you thought about us. So appreciate it.
So that's our show for today, and I want to thank Jim Wheeler for being my guest. I also want to encourage you to download the Loves app, if for nothing else, to get that 10 cents per gallon gas discount. Loves is also a great alternative to keep in mind when you need somewhere to overnight. Thanks for watching or listening if you are podcasting, and if you enjoyed today's show, don't forget to tap that like button and to subscribe to our YouTube channel or our podcast channel so you don't miss out on any future episodes. Connect with us online through the Camper Network, Facebook, Instagram, our website, and check out all of our events that our guides have planned. We've got a ton left for this year, including a lot of holiday ones that are just getting posted. Lots of fun. I'm Lisa McDermott, and I'll catch you by the campfire.